All right, y'all. We are back. We took a quick little break. We are here with Mr. Earvin Ealy telling us his harrowing story of his past. We are halfway through. I just want to say once again, we viewer discretion is advised, especially about some of the topics that we are going to talk about here shortly. Once again, if kids or anybody, not even kids, we not out here trying to say this is the way to live. We not out here trying to say we're not justifying nothing. We no different than First 48 or any of these true crime shows. We're out here just telling stories and pretty much just telling his perspective on what happened and how there's ways you can change your life and redeem yourself from choices you might have made in the past that may not have been the greatest choices. So I want to definitely keep putting that out there. Right, Irv?
Correct. I totally agree with you.
Okay, so where we left off that you already did the first one. You had started, you might did a few more. We'll say might have. And then you started business. You said you had a couple businesses. You started kind of
Mhm.
dubbing CDs or doing the bootleg CDs or whatnot.
Mhm. Exactly.
You thought about, which I thought would have been super dope. I didn't even know there was nothing like where they said you could have spent like 40 bands for a Foot Locker in the mall. That would have
Mhm.
been dope. I didn't even know that was something you could do. So, but that didn't happen, because your partners didn't have their share because I do air quotes tricking off money. Uh,
Yeah.
so now we are at to where they don't have no money. They need money. Are you straight right now, or you
I'm
just like okay, I'm straight, but I'm just trying to help them out.
super straight. And I'm not saying that just to
Okay.
say it. I'm super straight. I'm driving around in Cadillacs, rimmed up apartment. And this is not to, again, glorify me. It's just to say that I'm straight. Only reason I'm doing anything else is to help, even though my friends have blew their money, they're still my friends. And I was trying to basically help them at this point. Because again, I'm good. I'm making, you wouldn't believe this, I'm making $1,000 a day from CDs. So I'm good. I don't need anything else. And this is back in early 2000 when $1,000 a day meant something. So I'm good, but they are not. And again, these are my friends. So I say, hey, I will plan one more big thing. After this, I am done. If you don't do something with this, I'm telling you, I'm done. I am only doing this because of y'all. So we planned that. That never happened because before I could plan that, William Reed um, does something else on his own. He gets caught. And I won't be able to bother you with the details and all of this, but he gets caught in the bottom line of the he points directly at me and tells on me. And from there, I end up going to prison for a significant amount of time, based on that. So businesses failed and everything else, of course. So, but that was the end of that. And then I did some more footage. I went in this summary. I went in. Actually, I was again. I was blessed with a pretty good level of intellect. So I'm working on my appeal law library. I got a
Oh
lawyer.
wait, hold on, hold on, wait, hold on 1 second. Wait, hold on, because I still want to go. I want to go back to where we was talking about you before we get to where you stopped. We still
Mhm.
into you doing it because I got some more questions.
Okay,
We
go
talked
ahead.
about earlier. We talked about earlier. You had said y'all was maybe plan on taking the vault, and so tell me what that means and what was the plan and if that happened or not. Let's talk more about that.
Okay. So this would be more of so normally you go in like you worked as a teller. So normally bank robbers, they go in, they would rob you, maybe the two or three tellers there. That's usually it most of the time for the vast majority of bank robberies. Something that's a little more than that is the vault itself. So of course the bank has, a vault, say they got in $500,000 yesterday. Tonight, they're going to lock up everything, of course. And when they come in the morning, somebody got to go in that vault, take the money out, give it to the tellers. You probably got a tray from the vault or something when you
Yep.
work that area.
Yep.
Yep. You got yep. So again, but there's much more money in the vault. You know what I mean? So that's what's the plan was to come in the morning, actually. And again, this never happened. This was just a plan. It was you basically catch the bank manager at coming in, go in with the bank manager, access the vault, and then you're looking at two, three, four, $500,000 coming out of the vault. Again, this was the plan. This never happened because William Reed ends up couldn't wait, and he ends up doing something else, and he ends up getting arrested. And as you, I'm sure it don't shock you at all, but as he get arrested, he starts pointing fingers at other people, and that led to the downfall of me and some other people. So
Okay. So as you're progressing, because I know these, there's a few that was done, right?
yeah.
Um, People obviously know you around the neighborhood, right? Like,
Mhm.
you've been living there your whole life.
Mhm.
Do Pete and you've now done repeatedly,
Mhm.
these. And I know sometimes, just like maybe your homeboys who's spending all wildly, knowing everybody knew before, right? That they didn't have no money. All of a sudden they spend and they got all this money. People
Mhm.
probably hearing about on the news about the bank robberies that keep happening. Do people around the neighborhood know, or do other people, friends know that y'all are doing this? Or you know what I'm saying?
Only because, so I'll say this, and again, shall I keep it real with you? We didn't have enough money where it would have just been you got this money and people just seeing you buying a house and stuff. So it ain't like we hit for $50 million
Okay.
and people see you buy. But what would happen, we would, I had a nice car, but what was more of the problem was niggas can't keep their mouth shut. They, with women, and it's niggas like to talk. So,
Right.
excuse me, let me not say that. Dudes like to
Right.
talk.
I mean, no,
So,
you can keep it real. Let's
okay, so
understand. We aren't. Yeah,
okay,
you can keep it
so,
real.
all right, then niggas like to talk and like to boast about what they doing. So niggas is talking. I didn't hit this and I got this and flashing their little money and stuff. So that was an issue, but that wasn't the problem. The problem, what led to our downfall, was again, I told William Reed, who I said, hold on, you need more money. I said, I'm gonna do one more. I need to plan this. This is big. Let me plan this. But he's hurting for money. He does something else. He is actually, that was in St. Pete. He does something else, and knows they're probably looking for him. He runs to California. They catch him out there, and again, he points the finger at me and tells on me, and that led to my downfall and some other people's downfall. But so it wasn't just the spending of money. It was just when the reason was when they caught up with him again. He just told everything, and that was the bottom line of what it was. Other than that, we was, again, you have to realize I hadn't done anything for 6 months. I have a shoe store and a CD store. I'm done. I hadn't done anything for 6 months. And this guy, supposed to be, I told him, give me some time to plan something. And he probably couldn't wait because he was broke, because he was spending all his money on throwback jerseys and throwing it in the club. He literally spent, and this is literal numbers, and it may not be this big now because, of where we at and inflation and all that. But in
Right. Right.
2001, 02, he spent $1,000 to get us in the club. And that may not seem like
Oh
a huge,
wow.
yeah, just $1,000 to get somebody in the group, with the
Inside the club, in the
yeah,
door of the club.
just to get in.
Yeah.
It was like 10 of
Yeah.
us,
That's nuts.
VIP wristband. So he paid a, he was like, oh, niggas, how niggas like the ball. Hey, everybody, I got everybody, just everybody in the club,
Right.
$1,000. And then this ain't even the bottles once we get in and stuff. He paid $1,000 just to get us in the club. And again, I say it for the eighth time. You're not P. Diddy. You're not 50 Cent. You're not.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't have with Oprah Winfrey. You can do that and not blink an eye. You can't.
Right. Okay. Okay. So without getting into too much detail about his stuff, he
Mhm.
does something, goes off, gets caught, and more than likely, and correct me if I'm wrong, probably to reduce his time or
Mhm.
whatever, because he had to do it for something. He pretty much tells on you and the rest of the team or whatever. So we're at that point. So do these people? Is it federal? Do the boys come to your house? What happened? What happens when you first find out that it's over with? Like, you know what I'm saying? That they know and it's a wrap. Like, tell me about that.
Good question. And it's really weird because the feds actually ended up talking to me, and they're like, "We had no idea what y'all was doing. If it wouldn't have been for this guy here, like the feds literally told me that." So, and they
Wow.
usually pick up bank robbery cases. That's usually federal, but they went to the state detectives because our robbery detectives here in St. Pete, actually they work that too. So, he happened to go to the state level detectives here and told them. But yeah, the feds was like, we had no idea what was going on. Like, I was done. They had no idea. They, of course, they were investigating, but they had no leads, no nothing. And this guy shows up telling them, and they were all on it. So he was so silly, though. Tell if you do want to tell on somebody, and I'm so against that. So any of my niggas is listening to you, they know I ain't on that. But if you were going to tell on somebody, you have to make a deal with the prosecutor, with the state. You can't make a deal with the police officer. The police officer, the detective cannot do anything for you. So he tried to make a deal with the detective, thinking the detective just playing him. And I actually have the video out in California because he ran out to California. He gets called out there. So they're like, tell me whatever. He like, man, make a deal. Like, I will literally show you this video one day. But he's like, I need to make a deal. These dudes here, it was Irv and it was another dude named P that was with him that was, really big. And those are the main dudes y'all want. Y'all cut me a deal and I will tell on them. And that's what he tried to do. But again, you cannot make a deal with a police officer or a detective cannot make a deal with you. If you do want to tell on somebody and get a reduced sentence or Rule 35 or 4K1 and the Fed for reducing it, that has to be done through the prosecutor, the state. The state can make a deal with you. They can say, hey, if you tell on, hey, Irv, if you tell on Michael, then we will reduce your sentence. The state can do that and they will do that. But he was so silly. He gave all the information to the police officer and the police officer took all the information like, okay, yeah, we ain't making no deal with you. You're going to prison and we're going to get Irv and all these other dudes. So that's exactly what happened. So he ends up doing 10 years mandatory. The same that like I had. Yeah, like similar to what I got and was trying to tell him he could deal again. You can't. Now I did have another one. So I'll tell you about another one because you can make a deal. Nathaniel Bryant. Shout out to Nathaniel Bryant. Big Nate. So he did. He was a little more smarter. He actually he got a lawyer and basically said his lawyer, hey, I'm involved in this. I want a deal. I want a whatever. His lawyer contacts the proper people, the state, as the state attorney or whatever. And they did. And when I tell you, I had never heard nothing like this. Like I thought this was from the mob. They gave him full immunity. He never did a deal.
Really?
Full.
That's the real thing.
The real thing. Like you hear this in mob stories. They gave him full immunity. He never did a day. All they wanted was his information because again, they had no knowledge of what was going on. They needed knowledge so bad that they gave him full immunity to tell on us. So
wow.
Yeah, he got full immunity. Never did a day. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens when do they come to your door? Do they bust down your door? What
Good
happened? Like,
question.
how did
Yep.
you? Yes.
Gotcha. So I have another case. Me and baby mama had been fighting. I had something with her, some type of domestic stuff, whatever. Nothing serious. I'm not no woman beater, but I was young. We might get in something. So sometimes I had some domestic case with against my girlfriend at the time. And again, I would bring her on the show and she would tell you it was nothing like I'm not a woman beater, but hey, we were young. We might get in something. The police might get called. So bottom line, I had a case, a domestic case. She's good with it. She's trying to dismiss it. I still have the court date, right? So I have to go out to the court date. And of course, if this is bank robbery stuff is serious. So they are looking at my court date. So, and I knew, I wasn't surprised. I say, I'm going to go to this. I don't want to miss the court date and have a warrant, and, have to be dealing with that. And I don't know if these people, I think they're looking for me, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I know some people, some stuff has happened, and I know they probably are, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyways, I'm like, if I don't go to this court date, I know I'm going to get a what you call. So I'm going to go to the court date anyways. Like I'm done. I've been done with the bank robbery for 6 months. So I go to the court date, bottom line, park my car, go in the courthouse. When you get in the courthouse, metal detector. So I'm at the metal detector, I don't know, maybe a person back, two people back in the trying to get through the metal detector so I can get to my, I think it was a misdemeanor court date at the time for some domestic stuff or whatever. So while I'm there, I start hearing motion or whatever. So I'm already, I know if they want me, they're going to get me here. So this was not a surprise.
Right.
But I look back, what was a surprise. So I look back. So this is like going through here is the metal detector. So I look back, right?
Uh-huh.
And Shay, when I tell you I look back, you'd have thought it was something out of a movie. There were agents jumping out of cars, sliding cars, to a stop, running, guns drawn through the courthouse, coming in the front door from outside because they must have missed me coming in because they'd have grabbed me in. But when they got to, they probably had
Right.
the people at the thing to tell them if this person comes in. When I tell you they jumped out that stuff like damn movies, out of cars, guns, and everything, and ran up on me, federal agents, sheriff, you name it. They're like, "Yeah, you're under arrest. You need to come with us." And that was how
Wow.
they booked me. And it's funny because I'm already at the courthouse, but they booked me.
Right. Right.
Like, okay, well, do we just go in here and So I had to go somewhere else, and they tried to question me and try to get me to tell on people. I ain't that just again, I keep it 100 with Jeff.
That's not you.
I ain't telling them nothing. So that was just me. So, but yeah, that's how I ended up going in, and yeah, was arrested right
Okay.
there.
So, okay. So, but and then when you said you thought they may be looking for you, but you wasn't sure. Is that because you already knew about oh boy and that something had happened with him? Had you heard through the
Yeah.
grapevine that he had told on
Yes.
you, or okay, okay,
Not that he had told on me, but I believe with him somewhere I had heard that he had got arrested out in California. So
okay?
so I didn't, I wasn't thinking he was going to tell him because you see, when you come to a
That's
mindset, like I have my mindset is if me and you do something and we good, and again, this is not right. But if me and you do decide we hurting and we start selling drugs or something, they catch me, I'm not telling you. That's just how I was raised. I'm not going to try to get myself out of trouble by telling on you. Now, a lot of niggas will come here and
right.
look at this camera and tell you that, and they don't mean it because I've seen so many. I've got almost 20 years of prison, and I've seen people who say, "Oh, I'm real," and they come to the bottom line and they ain't. But I never told anyone, so I wouldn't tell it on nobody. So that's, and they don't like that. But yeah, that was the real deal of it, and it's because of him that I did 10 years in prison. And so because of me, I did the crime. But I guess telling is a new thing. I guess I don't know. It's
Right.
something new. So
It's a new thing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's for another story. That's for another time.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So now you locked up, right?
Mhm.
So I know, of course, that whole process is long. How long was you locked up for until, I know you said, I heard you just say that you've done a total of about 20 years. So tell me about that. Did they give you 20 years right out? Did you get 10? Tell me about how, we don't have to go too specific or however specific you want, but just when did you know you was going for a long time?
Oh, I knew from when I came in, my charges again, like I was telling you about the note thing. If you had the note, that's a whole different level of charges. It's actually a second
Okay.
degree felony here, and it's a max of 15. And I'm not, saying it's nothing, but it's not what I had. When you come in with the charges I had, which were armed robbery charges, they carry a life sentence, and I came in with
Okay.
multiple armed robbery charges. So I knew that I was going to be like, this is not probation. This is not 6
Right.
months county time. This is you going to prison. If I get
And you're
lucky, it
not
might
coming
be,
out.
yeah, for a while. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, no, I got that. So we knew it was going to be a major amount of time. I knew it wasn't going to be something quick. And I just, when I found out, once you get in, you get your discovery and all that, and you start finding out the real detail of how they got on you and all this. So, um, and I found out, William Reed and Nathaniel Bryant had put me in there. So, um, but yeah, so I end up coming in. I'm in the county after about a year in the county. They were offering me 5 years. They offered me a 5-year plea bargain. And they had actually charged me with kidnapping, which,
What?
yeah. So one of the banks, I'll tell you real quick, one of the banks I went in
Yeah.
was like a bank that you don't go in. I know you were like, okay, you tell me about this is so much, but one of the
Right.
banks was, yeah, one of the banks was a bank that the public cannot go in. So I was in a bank that basically just say the public can't go in there. So I had
Yeah.
allegedly robbed that bank. So I was inside of that bank that the public can't go in at all. Um, so with that being said, and my friend telling on me, um, it that bank robbery there was one of the ones I was convicted of. And so again, they offered me a 5-year sentence, and I should have took that. But my mindset at the time and my thinking was I had businesses. I had a kid. I had a woman. I was trying to. I didn't want to leave the street, and I thought I had a decent chance, and I didn't want to take the 5 years, even though the 5 years was probably a gift. Like, nigga, take the 5 years and go.
Right, right.
Yeah, I so my stupid butt, I didn't take it because they really didn't have much on me. At the end of the day, the dude canceled his statement. Bottom line, and he said he was lying to charges. Like I had multiple charges, some was dropped. At the end of the day, I was left with one charge. And long story short, I thought I could beat it. So instead of taking the 5 years, I ended up going to trial. And you probably know, you go to
Okay, hold
trial.
on. Okay, hold on, wait, because I got to go back over something you kind of glazed over, and if you did for a reason, we ain't got to talk about it. But
Go ahead.
how we get the kidnapping charge? Irv, come on, let's talk about it.
Oh no,
What was
let's
that
talk about
for?
it. So no, let's do. So again, I'm with that one. I'm in a bank that the public does not go into, and so they're trying to. So think of this on the prosecutor's end, or think of this on the government's end. With this, I never show a gun allegedly, so they can't really charge me under 1020 life. Some of these bigger charges because I never show a gun. I was just like, do this. And they felt I was armed, but they didn't have the gun. Nobody seen it, so they couldn't prove. So without that, it's like it reduced almost to that. Remember, I was telling you about that second degree note thing. The reason the dude did that with you.
Yeah.
So without the gun, it reduces to that. And if it reduces to that, I'm like 12 months, 18 months, because I don't have a big criminal record. The minimum bottom of the guidelines we call in Florida would be 12, 18 months. And they not trying to do that with me because they know, again, when these people know what you're doing, even though they can't convict you of it, they ain't trying to let me go on a second degree robbery when they
Right.
felt a gun, and they know I got other cases that they just can't prove. So they throw a kidnapping in there. So you might be saying, okay, well, damn, Irv, did you put somebody in the trunk and kidnap? Like, that ain't cool. So no, I told her my kidnapping charge stems from I told a bank teller in the private bank to basically I made her move and go to the vault and take something out of a little vault in this thing and bring me the money back. And that because I made her move was kidnapping. And they reduced it to
Okay, I see.
imprisonment, I think. But yeah, so not like you thinking, because I ain't putting nobody in no trunk and I just, you know what I mean? I ain't doing that. Yeah. I need them to think that, but I ain't doing that in reality. If you don't give me the money, we don't get it. I ain't killing nobody. I ain't putting nobody in no trunks and stuff like that. I ain't doing that or whatever. Unless you cross me. Now you cross me, all bets off. But other than that, I ain't putting bank tellers and so. But that's the charge they gave me to try and enhance it so I could get more time, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, so was it like you told her to go in the vault and get whatever, and you left her in there? Because
No,
I get like if
no,
you move somebody. Oh no, that wasn't it. Okay, okay,
no. I moved her. Again, you're right. I did make her, told her to move, but it wasn't locked in no vault. It was literally, I'm in this room and she just went to the other side of the room, got money out of vault and brought it back. So they gave me kidnapping. And then when they said they couldn't do it as kidnapping, they reduced it to false imprisonment. I held her against her will for whatever minutes or whatever. So it really ain't no kidnapping,
okay,
really ain't no false imprisonment. But they're trying to add something to this second degree
right,
robbery because they didn't see the gun, so they can't make it a first degree. So they're trying to make something about this second degree robbery that would be equivalent to like a note they showed you. They want to enhance that because again, they don't want me to get away with counting time. You didn't did all this shit.
right,
You
and like you said, they allegedly know that you are involved in these other. Because at the end of the day, is they got to be able to prove whether they know 100% or they think they know 100% what you did. If they can't prove it, it didn't happen, right? So they're trying to
exactly.
stick to it
And
anything because they know. Yeah, okay, I feel you. Okay,
so you get it. So because
yep.
when my list comes in from just what they think, it's 5 bank robberies on there. Like they call my baby mama and say
Okay,
he ain't never get now he getting 90 years or something. He ain't never get. So she's hysterical, crying, and and it again really they couldn't prove they'd have proven one of those. So
okay, okay. So you're in there, and so you going through the whole process.
mhm,
Do they eventually give you? Okay, you said that they offered you the 5 years, you didn't take it. What
mhm.
happened after that? What happened? You get convicted for 10, or what happened after that?
So I don't take the 5. I go to trial, and anybody who knows been in criminal system, if you go to trial, they do not like that. They do not. It's supposed to be, and we won't get off on this. This is a whole nother story, but you're supposed to be able to be convicted, by a jury, and if the jury finds you guilty, you get sentenced. You're supposed to have that right. But we all know that if you take some shit to trial, they do not like that. You're going to get a massive sentence for taking it to trial, in their opinion. So they offer me 5. I don't take it. I go to trial. They give me 30, 15 in, 15 out, 15 in, 15 probation suspended. So that's what I end with. I was convicted at trial in 02 or 03, sentenced to 30 years with 15 suspended. And which, if you don't know, that means you're going to do 15 years in prison. And after that, you get on probation or whatever. So that's what they sentenced to me, because I would not take the 5 years, what they offered me.
After you went to
Mm.
trial. So ultimately, you should have took the damn 5 years. Ultimately.
Should have took the damn 5. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how stupid I was. It was because not stupid. I had business. I had kids. I didn't want to leave. I knew it's gonna fall apart. But at the end of the day, yeah, I should have took the 5. And not, let me tell you how stupid it. You can look at it as me. Not only could I took the 5, I already got 1 year in the county at the time, so that leaves 4.
So
On
4.
here, yeah, and then on top of that, just look at my stupidity. On top of that, in Florida, on 5 years, in a lot of states, you do 85%. So on the 5 years, I was only going to do about 4. And again, after the year I had in, we're down to 3. And then you can come out your last year and do, like, the group home or something like that. So I'd have had to do like 2, 3
Right. You
years in
work.
prison. But I wasn't hearing that. I had these
Wow.
businesses and I had to connect. I was like, nah, because I knew if I went in for 3, I was going to lose all that. So I rolled the dice and I didn't win.
Right. Right. Yep. Nope. And that's being fair and transparent. That's what it was. Okay. So you get the 15, you get the 30 years suspended,
Mm-hmm.
15. I think you said you
Mm-hmm.
have 15. You
Yep.
end up doing. I think we talked about you did end up doing 10 and then got out. Or tell me how much you actually did of.
Yeah. No, and it's not you. It's just you usually don't talk to people that have multiple
I know.
bank robberies. So no. So I go in, right. They sentence me to those 30, 15 in, 15 out. I get in the law library. Again, I've been blessed with a intellect. So I'm in a law library. I ain't out there playing basketball and football on the prison yard. I'm in the goddamn law library because I'm trying to get back to
Right.
the house. So I am in there. And luckily, God has blessed me, or somebody has blessed me with the ability to read and understand and be pretty smart in that stuff. So I'm in there. I'm case law. I'm all this. So bottom line, I'm sorry, I'm knocking on this table again. But bottom
I was gonna
line,
say, Irv, you hitting the table again. Y'all, he keep hitting the table because he's into it. So we gonna forgive him, okay?
I got my hands on my lap now. So after that, bottom line is we appeal it. I go to the second DCA. Don't mean nothing to nobody, but I go to the second DCA in Florida. Second DCA says we reverse and remand. It was on some other mistakes that they had made in the trial. They were again, it really was a weak case. So they really was pressing things that they shouldn't have been saying in there to get me off the street. And again, it's not me saying. The second DCA, the Court of Appeals here in Florida, said, yeah, y'all wrong. So they reverse and remand.
Mm.
So what that means, when you reverse and remand, it means your conviction gone. Like it says the prosecutors messed up. We are overturning your conviction. You don't have it. That's huge. Don't have a
Right.
conviction anymore. Yeah. So now that comes up in prison, right? And then mind you, I'm actually in confinement because I've done I think I was selling weed on the compound, whatever the hell I was doing, a whole nother story. But
See,
yeah,
Irv
I
stays tied with his
know.
business. I know.
Yep. Whole other stuff. I'm selling weed to everybody on the compound, whatever. So anyway, I'm in confinement at the time. The ruling comes through from the court, and the court supersedes prison. So they were like, Earvin Ealy, you just got your case has been remanded. I'm at the thing. I'm like, I read this and I am blown. I'm like, wow, remanded. Like, I don't have a conviction anymore. It's gone. The 30 years are gone. So
Wow.
yeah, so they take me back from the prison. I was actually in Marion County, Florida, Ocala, Florida. It's a prison there. So they convictions reverse. So they send me back to St. Petersburg to the trial court. Again, I have no conviction now. So now you can bond out. So I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna check out right now. So I bond out.
Right.
Yeah, I bond out. And this is early 06. So I bond out. And of course, I bond out. I spent a lot of my money bonding out lawyers and everything else. So basically, when I get out in '06, I would love to tell you that I'm rich and balling still, but that wasn't the case. I'm low on money. It's '06. I just got out and nobody will hire me. I can't go back into the computer field. Who's going to hire? Yeah, you may have your degree in computer, but you're a convicted felon now. Even though that was
Right.
reversed, it's still showing on my record. So IBM, Site, all my computer days, like, yeah, we good. We ain't, you can't come here.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So now it's like, and again, this is not a justification. I could have got some little job, but I'm like, I can't do my career I didn't went to school for. What do you want to do to make some type of income? And you can probably easily surmise that I got back into the street stuff. So after all the bank robberies, I told you 5 or 6, I get back. Now I've got multiple other ones that I've been doing. And it's probably about 6 months later. They've caught up with me. I'm at a friend's house over in the north side of St. Petersburg. And I already know they're on to me. I'm hearing knocks at the door. And again, I already know they're on to me. So they come into the apartment. It's actually the bondsman that was in. Shout out his name too, because he did nothing wrong. Shout out to Kyle's quick bondsman. And I'm gonna say to Kyle and bondsman, I ain't got no issues with y'all. They did what they get. Of course, they want their money. If you revoke your bond or you doing something stupid, they got to come get you or whatever. So no problems with them. Shout out to Kyle who doing his thing. And actually, I have no problem with him. I actually admire the dude. He doing his thing. So he Kyle.
Wait, Herb, wait. I got to stop you. I got to stop you. Okay, so let me back it up because you threw a lot on me. Okay, you get out. You need some money, and you go back into not like selling weed again. You back into robbing banks again.
Remember the quick thing. You need the quick. So now
The
we're
quick
at
thing, right?
6,
Okay, so you're
7,
back.
8, 9, and 10 bank robberies. So yeah. So
Okay,
yes,
so
exactly.
then, but now, mind you, your crew, they gone, right? Because they gone or done whatever they told or whatever. So you don't got that crew. So do you get another crew? Or is you doing them
Oh,
alone?
very good question. So no, I'm doing alone. I ain't messing with no crews no more. Y'all done showed me. Yeah, y'all done showed me. Yeah, I ain't doing no more. So everything else is single, and I got one good dude that I know is 100. That I do something with, but it's single or the one good dude that I know. So yeah, very good question. Nah, them dudes there, they told no, I'm gonna tell you that name for William Reed and Nathaniel Bryant. Never nothing
I
again in
can't
life.
deal
You
with
can look
you.
them up. Hey, I'm just being
He
real with
name dropping y'all. It's the truth.
you.
He said the truth hurts y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. So no, I'm with me or one other dude. I won't even. Yeah, we ain't gonna mention. But one other dude is
Okay.
Will Real. The only reason I don't mention his name, he's a successful businessman now, and I would not do that unless I got his permission. So, but yeah, me and the one other dude. So we get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, basically. And when they come, so I know I'm like, damn. I know they hear. They obviously know about at least one other one, not
But
besides the
wait,
one
Herb,
that
hold on. Don't go to where they got you yet. So I'm trying to build it up, Herb. I'm trying to
okay.
build a suspense. Now wait. So because I remember I read one of the stories, and we talked about
Mhm.
this earlier, I think, or sometime when we talked. That in the story they said the robber went in and had a helmet on, had a motorcycle helmet on. But
Mhm.
I didn't get to read the whole thing in depth. I think I skimmed over it.
Mhm.
Um, I think you was alone in that one. Maybe, right? Is that the one where you said you broke your leg, or you said you kind of didn't
Um,
remember?
yes, that would be the one that's highly likely. I broke my leg, and no, I was not alone. They would have thought I was alone, but there was actually a second man in a second vehicle roaming the area. But they would have thought I was alone because again, I don't do no telling. So when they taught me as far as
Right,
yeah, I
right,
was alone,
right.
but it was actually another guy with me. But you're talking way back in that was like number 3. This is back for the first
Oh,
arrest.
okay,
We're now after 5
okay.
arrests, back on appeal. Now we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And after that, again, I'm at this apartment on the north side of St. Pete, and I'm out on bond. And the bondsman, because they really didn't have a lot on me again, but they can make the bondsman revoke the bond. So, anyways, bondsman, I'm at over here. I'm like, oh, this ain't good. I'm thinking suicidal stuff. So bondsman busts in, guns drawn. like, get down, you going back to jail, Buntsman. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't really trying to go back to jail and none of that. So I'm like, I got my gun. So, and it's really, and this is gonna really trip you out, because my family talks about this all the time, and they talk about like God really saved you. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. I have a bondsman, and this dude is ex-military, gun drawn on me. Now, I have my gun on me too. Now, when I come out of my waistband with my gun, if I'm coming out of that, now he don't know what I'm doing, so he should have shot me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I come out with a
Right.
gun. He don't know if I'm trying to shoot him. He don't know. This is Cal, and shout out to Cal for not killing me right then, because he would have been justified, bondsman. He would have been just. But I was not trying to shoot him. So I come out on the waistband with my gun. And again, I ain't going back to prison. Like, y'all got me. I'm good. I'm checking out here. So I'm coming to my, again, he could have thought that I was raising this gun up to shoot him. And thank you so much, Cal, for not blowing me away. But I'm coming up with the gun. So I put it in my head. I ain't got no ill will against my bondsman, nobody else. I'm just like, y'all gave me 30 for the one y'all knew about. When y'all find about 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, that's going to be a mandatory life sentence, probably. So I ain't trying to do that. I ain't telling on nobody. So I ain't really got no way out. So I'm like, yeah, I'm checking out. So I bring the gun up, bang. So I shoot myself right here in the head. Bullet goes across, severs the optical nerve from behind this eye here. So I can't see any out of this eye. Bullet comes across, injures this optical nerve behind. You have a wire behind your eye called the optical nerve. And if you sever that, it's like a wire to a speaker or to any electronics, like say you plug in your radio into the outlet and you cut the wire, of course it don't work no more. So this eye don't work at all. The bullet came by and it singed this, so I can see a little bit shadowy, out of his eye, out of the peripheral. So then I shoot that. Of course, I'm out. I'm trying to die.
Okay, wait 1 second. Hold on, Earl. Hold on. Gotta stop for a second, because that's a lot. You just dropped a lot on the people. You just dropped a lot. So we gotta take that. We gotta take that piece that apart here. Okay, so you bondsman's coming in, got the guns drawn on you, and you know that they know about these 6, 7, 8, 9 other ones, right?
Well, my thinking is obviously they know about something because they there. They don't just kick you up, like they don't just show up in your house for nothing. So that's my thinking. Yeah.
Okay. So that something's happening. They know something, right? And by this time you have you're out of jail. You have your son by now, right? Yeah, because baby's grown up. He's older, because he was in for a long time, so he's older, right?
Yes.
So I'm just thinking your thought process, because obviously you didn't plan that, right? That day you didn't know that was going to happen, right? You was sitting over somebody's house or at your house, the door got kicked in. You didn't plan, so this wasn't like you wrote a note. It wasn't like, right? So that's, I'm just trying to so the people understand that this was a kind of a split-second decision.
Yes, it was.
And then so I'm gonna keep it real, and I want to try to keep. Go ahead, hon.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
let me tell you even more of the split substances. So if you remember, I told you the motorcycle thing you keep telling about, this is going to all coalesce here in a second. My leg is actually broken from the motorcycle thing that you're talking about, from leaving the bank. So my leg is literally broken. So I'm laid up in this apartment with a broke leg, not knowing that a blood clot could hit me at any time and I could die. But I'm laid up here with a broke leg. I'm like half unconscious. I'm in a lot of pain. My leg is literally broke from what you're talking about. And let me shout out you, because you do a lot of research and verify, the people you interview, and I really like that. We're gonna talk about your first book, Pain, here in a minute when we're done. But so my leg is broke, so I'm in pain, half unconscious. I come back to conscious, and there are 2 bondsmen in the apartment, guns drawn.
Okay. So, but we really didn't really talk about how did your leg? I hate to go back. I mean, I don't mind going back. But how did your leg even get broke? Because I think we didn't really talk about it. Like
motorcycle.
How did
that
happen?
Was probably me.
When you had the motorcycle helmet on in the story I read.
Yes.
Was you trying to get away on a motorcycle?
Yep. So I don't do motorcycles. I do cars very well, as I told you. Motorcycles not my thing. I got some partners that do that, but motorcycles not my thing. I'm not a good motorcycle. Barely ever with it. I should have never been on a motorcycle, but allegedly just that was what I was on, and that was a mistake. So trying to leave the bank with $50,000 in the bag and crashed the motorcycle, leg broke, and had to
Oh
get out of there
Lord.
a different way. Yeah, but that's a whole other story that would take
Okay.
up an
Okay.
hour. But
Okay.
that's why the leg is broke. And later they catch me at an apartment. So the leg is broke. I'm half unconscious, trying to take pain, medication and all that. And when I pop up and open eyes, again, there are two bondsmen in the apartment with guns drawn. And again, so my
Okay.
mind says, they must know something. At the very minimum, they know you have robbed at least one more bank or they wouldn't be here. I've got several more that I've done, but at a bare minimum, they know that. They gave me 30, 15 in, 15 out for the first one before that I got to go back to trial on. They reversed it. They didn't just throw it out. When they say reversed and remain, you come back and then you have to go back to trial on that. So I have to go back to trial on the one that they reversed. And now I have at least one more that these people know about, maybe more that they're here in the apartment guns drawn. So at that point, I'm like, yeah, they gave me 30 for one. They at least know about two. This ain't looking too good. I'm
Right.
not telling on my partners. That just ain't something I do. So again,
Okay.
that
Stop there.
was
Okay. So that's where you was at. So okay.
Mhm.
So most people would think, and this is not no judgment, but most people would prefer, even though we know that obviously jail is not no peachy place, right? Ever, right? Most people
Mhm.
would prefer, like, I'm gonna go to jail, even if I gotta go to jail for, like, I'd rather be breathing than not breathing, right? Most people.
Mhm.
And most people aren't you, and most people haven't lived what you live, right? So, and I don't know what if you went through anything in prison or whatever, but why was it that choice in that second, knowing you have kids, knowing you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so tell me more. Were you under the influence of anything? Not that that matters or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, let's keep it real. What? Why was it that decision?
Good question. One, I'm going to say after this point, it was selfish because I was leaving my kid out of here. But me personally, my mindset at the time and my thought, I would much rather be dead than be in prison. I lived a good life on the street. Uh, let me not say that. I enjoyed women. I enjoyed cars. I lived a really good life on the street. And to be in prison for the rest of your life, to get old and the medical health and treatment that they give you in that, I just would rather be dead than that. And I knew it was going to be, let me not say I knew, I thought it was going to be, 20 on a 30, 40 life sentence. And I would just rather be dead than be in prison for life, with the medical treatment. When you get old in prison and the way they treat you, it's not good. So
Yeah.
I would personally rather be dead than to, I would probably rethink that now. I have, not being selfish, I have a kid, I have a wife, and they would probably rather me be alive in prison than to be dead. But at the time, I was like, nah, I'd rather be dead than be spending prison for the rest of my life. And I had no problems in prison. It wasn't like, and I'm not, again, this ain't no pat on my back, but I'm 6'3". I can handle myself in prison, I can handle myself just about anywhere. Don't mean I'm the baddest, but I can handle myself, most
Right.
situations. So it wasn't an issue with that. It's just I don't want to be in prison where I can't get no coochie for the next 40 years and I can't
Right.
see no women and I
Right.
can't. I'm like, yeah, I'm good because I lived a really great lifestyle outside, and I'm like, I just,
Wait
rather
a minute.
be dead than that. So
He
that was
said,
my
I mean, I can't get no coochie, so I'm about to. It's it. That's all.
listen. Yeah, yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, well, you might say that's not a reason, but it's an important thing to me. And if you read my book, you'll
I
understand some of
can't.
that. So I was like, yeah,
I
if
can't
that's
with
over, I'm
you.
checking out. So
You said, but okay. So okay, and and once again, I want to say, because we are talking about a very, very serious subject right now. So I don't want to say that I'm making light of it or whatever, but this is his story, and I mean, I'm blessed that you're here to talk about it. But I definitely know that we are talking about some very sensitive topics right now, and so I want to put that out there. But so okay, so you put the gun to your temple
mhm.
and shoot.
Yep.
And do you remember what you felt afterward? Do you remember anything after that?
Very good question. So when I do that, and it's, you know, um, Maybe it is God that I am still alive because I probably should have been dead again.
See,
You
I'm
should see.
converting you. I'm converting you, Herb. Let's talk about it. I'm converting you.
But yeah, and that's another thing. And you may do that because I don't never just, I always have respect for everything. So I definitely respect that. So you may do that. But, and a lot of people have said that. But yeah, I shot myself and it should have killed me, especially with a 22. It's 22 caliber. So they usually rattle around and just you done. But instead of that, it just blinded me. It was like, I guess it was God saying, get your act together. We need you out here and get back out here. But yeah, but to answer your question, so I shoot myself. When I wake up, I'm at Bayfront Medical Hospital in St. Petersburg, Florida. Um, I wake up and I still remember to this day. I'm gonna call her nickname. It was a girl I was talking to. I'm not gonna call her real name because I'm just not gonna, she's married. And I'm not gonna call
Yeah.
her name, but I called her Yellow Girl. If she's listening to this, she would know what I'm talking about. I called her Yellow Girl. And shout out to you, but she was there. And she said to me, and my freak is out, forgive me,
Oh
because I was
Lord.
still trying to grab her butt while she was standing
What?
beside, and I was, yeah,
You
yeah.
could just come on, you in the hospital and that's the first thing you thinking about.
Well, we won't go into what me and the nurse was doing while I was in there before I went. So that's
Oh
another
Lord,
story too.
yeah,
So,
we got to keep a
yeah.
holy Herb now.
But I will say this. I woke up and what I said to her, I said, "Can you turn the lights on?" And she said, "The lights are
They're
already on."
on.
And it hit me.
Oh,
Yeah, and it hit me real hard. And if you thought I was trying to do something to myself before, if I'd have had something to do something to myself, then I would have really done it. So, but no, she explained to me
oh,
the lights was on. I lost my not on my sight, but my sense of smell from the bullet. So, but shout out to her. She was really helpful and really helped me through. And actually, she talked to me for like the next year when I was in prison and helped me get through a lot of stuff that I was going through. So shout out to Yellow Girl, and she'll know who she is if I'm talking. But yeah, that's what happened. So, and I woke up from there,
wow.
carted off right to prison. So or to jail. And
Oh, really?
oh yeah, right from the hospital off to jail. So yeah.
So how long were you in the hospital though? I mean, they obviously let you recover. So how long was you in the hospital for?
It for surprisingly shocking. It wasn't long. I guess you would thought that would have did a lot of whatever
Right.
damage, but yeah, it actually I guess I got lucky, and it's several this optical nerve here, but that was pretty much all it did, and my sense of smell is gone. But yeah, I went in the hospital, and they do jail, or you go to jail, they get you out of there as soon as possible. So it probably was a week or two, and then I was carted off to the medical unit.
Really?
Yeah, medical unit at the Pinellas County Jail is where I went. So.
And so the only real it's just a lot to process, Irv.
Mhm.
Okay. So even the part about you grabbing old girl's booty when you woke up, I'm just saying the priorities, Irv. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
that's you. Well,
All I'm
so
saying.
yeah, well, I could go off into a little side note if you want to hear it real quick. But
No, we don't
yes,
gotta do that. We don't gotta do that.
okay. Yeah. So Haley Berry, that she called herself Haley Berry, that worked at the Merger Kid unit down there in Bayfront. Shout out to her, and we'll just leave it at that too.
He
So
said shout out to Haley Berry.
yeah, that was her
Okay.
name. So, that's what she called herself.
Okay, so you're in the hospital after a
Mm-hmm.
self-inflicted gunshot wound,
Mm-hmm.
and it has now blinded you to where
Mm-hmm.
and I want to kind of talk about that just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't see anything or tell me what your vision is like today or what you can
Okay,
see.
so this out here is completely done. If you can see, it probably even looks weird. It probably looks like a
It's a
like a
different
little.
color a little bit, Irv, to me, or
Okay.
maybe that's a computer. But look, is it a little
No,
different? Is it supposed to be
mm-mm,
that,
mm-mm.
or is that
You're seeing it
maybe that
correctly.
could be the computer? Oh, okay,
No,
okay,
no, you're seeing it correctly, and the reason you're seeing that because it does not work. It doesn't work at all. It's just there. It doesn't
okay.
work at all. So my left eye does work some. So the bullet like came across here, so it's singed, I guess, the right side of my optical nerve. So I still have some peripheral vision out of the left side of here. So like I can see, I can tell this screen is here in front of me, but I couldn't see your face or something. So it allows me to at least get around some, and I'm lucky that I have as much vision and movement as I do with my eyesight. So I'm not complaining because I'm lucky that I have anything. But yeah, like I can't drive anymore, and that was a big thing for me. So like wifey has to drive me around in her little Tesla that she won't speed in. So, um, that's but yeah,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
gist.
So you lost your eyesight, and then you
Mhm.
lost your sense of smell, but there's no other like cognitive, like you still can. Nothing happened with your brain. Nothing. That's really the gist of it.
Yeah, I would say I'm a little slower than normal. Most people say think I'm faster than normal, but yeah, I can tell. Most people can, and
Yeah.
that's um, I won't go in there, but yeah, I can tell that I have lost some of the skills, concentration, and the quickness I had. It's only I can tell that probably, but yeah, I have lost some of it. So, but I'm amazed at what I
Okay.
do still have left. It's not like I have a problem talking or communicating or other stuff like that. So, I'm just so blessed that I have that amount left because some people like that total blindness where it's just blind. Like I don't wish that on my worst enemy, and I don't know how anyone deals with that. So,
So okay. So that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot for you. So after this whole, lifestyle, going to jail, coming out, then you have the self-inflicted gunshot wound, and then it
mhm,
blinds you. And
mhm,
then of course, it's not, oh, sorry, because I know you strong, you push through, right? But it
mhm,
still is definitely a very polarizing opposite of a lifestyle that what you like you said, you loved cars, you love driving, that's what you did. Now you can't do
mhm.
that.
Not
How
at all.
mentally, if yeah, how mentally, if you care to talk about it, how does that affect you? And probably still as today.
It affects me some. I have a really great wife, and then I have again really great parents that put that foundation into me. So I don't look at the half empty of the cup. I guess I would look at it as half full, as so to speak. So I'm just so glad that I have any type, like at least I can do a few things at home by myself. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
still run literally I run a business and I can talk on the phone and run that business. Again, I have help with it from my wife and my son and other stuff, but I'm just so happy and lucky that I have at least those things that I can still do. So while I can't drive anymore, I can still do as far as my thinking and stuff like that, I still do have those ability and I'm just grateful that I still have that ability. So
Amen, amen. And so I want to touch on that too. I know we almost at time. I swear to God, I feel like I could talk to you for another 2 hours. We didn't been on this for 2 hours, y'all. So and I want to talk about that a little bit because and you say I've asked, so I'm not speaking out of turn here that you were religious before this experience. You're not
mm-hmm,
religious now,
mm-hmm,
and as I've always been and I haven't lived a religious lifestyle. I've always loved the Lord. That was always my
mm-hmm,
thing. But I didn't walk that walk. Like I come from the dirt. I come from the gutter, whatever.
mm-hmm,
But now I choose to take that path, and now I'm not kind of. I always say that. I don't know why. I am strongly walking in it.
mm-hmm,
You and I'm gonna tell you, okay, and I know you don't believe, but I don't care. I'm gonna
mm-hmm,
tell you that you have got to be chosen. You have to have God's hand on your life,
mm-hmm,
to have went through what you have went through, to shoot yourself in the head. Like I'm about to
mm-hmm.
cry.
Mhm,
Um, and to survive it and to be
mm,
sitting here by the grace of God, I'm honored to be talking to you.
mm,
You don't think that if it's not God, like, you don't think something had a role in that? You don't believe that?
so, I'm one of those people. I have never, as far as religious people or anything that I have a difference of opinion with. I'm never a disrespectful person or would be like you're stupid. But you know what I mean. I'm not on that. You could be right. I could be wrong. So maybe you are right. In a further detailed thing, and I've actually had some religious talks about people. But so let's just say on this, you could be right. I could be wrong. And I'm willing to accept that. And a lot of people from pastors to my Aunt Linda ever sees this, she thinks that I am definitely what you're saying. Like so many people tell me that they feel like I am, destined or like chosen to do something, and maybe I am, and maybe you're the person that's going to help me get there. So again, I haven't seen it yet, but again, I have been wrong about things in the past, and I'm sure I'll be wrong about things in the future. So you may be absolutely right, and maybe this is something that I can, transition into. But I won't. I'm not in this conversation going to talk to my thoughts about the negative, what my issues are with religion and stuff like that. But I think religion does a lot of good, not all good, but a lot of good for a lot of different things. So, and again, at the end of the day, you could be right, and I may need to get on board with that. So that's what I'll say on that subject.
I appreciate you having respect to say that. I 100% do, and I respect your view 110%. But I'm gonna tell you,
Mhm.
like I'm gonna keep telling you, there's a reason for the
And you,
season, player.
yes,
You know what I mean? There's a reason
and
you
you,
met me.
yes, and you may be
Yes,
right.
yes,
You may be right. My
yes.
Pastor Neil over in Tampa would say, my aunt, if she could hear this, she would be. She's a very spiritual, religious woman, older, very successful woman, and she tells me every day the things that you were telling me. So she would be beating me on the head right now, and she would tell you all the things that she thinks that happened to me, because yeah, a lot of people like you don't, you've, and that's just some of the things that I've shared with you today. We don't even have time to go into all of the
Right.
other stuff, and that you would be like, okay, this dude on here lying, she need to vet her, interview people, like ain't no way in the world. So we ain't even go into all that. So but I do want to, like, listen, let's say a little bit about, I want to thank you. Baby, it was God that we met. We've talked offline a little bit about that. And before we get, you can ask me another question you want, but again, I'm so grateful to you. And I do want to ask you, again, I've already told you that definitely your first book, Pain, I believe in the trilogy, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been sipping some of this time with my drinks. But I believe your first book is Pain, and I have again, I'm a man of my word. We will purchase, as soon as that comes out, I want to purchase your book and check that out. So I'm grateful to you, because without you, this would have never happened. So so my book is Future Millionaires, and of course I want all the people to get that. It'll be out on audio soon. This grateful lady here is going to be doing the audio version of it, and I've got the print version. But also, we definitely want to get them to get that Pain when it comes out too. So
Thank you so much for saying that. And we still in talks, but we might be collaborating and doing some more stuff in the future. So we can't
yeah.
talk about it because we still in talks, y'all. But there could be some stuff coming up in the future on Mr. Ealy that we may collaborate on, because your
Mhm.
story is amazing, sir. It is, and I'll say it 100 times, and hope and pray to God at night that I convert you, but or somebody, or he converts you. But I think that there's definitely a reason that he kept you around. I mean, because that's a hero. It's crazy. I mean, it's like you said, if it wasn't like you couldn't find the facts, you believe he was
Yeah,
lying. Or if you didn't
yeah.
have the scar, because even the scar, and we almost out of time, or we might have to do a part two, part three, because we didn't been at it for 2 hours, and I know it's late there in Florida, but even wearing the scar, because I know people probably see it, because
Mhm.
and I'll be honest, and I don't want to tell too much because my book is coming out and I want y'all to buy it, so I
Mhm.
can't tell y'all the secrets. But I,
And
I've
we gonna
I've
get that
done
stuff.
some harmful things to my yes, thank you, and I appreciate that, hon. But I've done some harmful. We'll just say I've done some harmful things to my own self as well.
Mm.
And there's scars, and people have asked about it, and so I know
Mm.
that you live with that on the side of your head, and so maybe so
Mhm.
I'm just saying that there's so much more with it that you have to still deal with, and that's can affect you. Whether it does or it doesn't is probably a whole different story and a whole different day. But I'm just saying your story is absolutely amazing, and there's a reason you are still here. Like you said, you've heard that a million times, but there is, and so maybe it's to write your story and tell your story, and it'll be a movie one day. And we gonna pray over that. I mean, not we, but I'm gonna pray over and prophesy that it is gonna be a movie one day. And I'm blessed to be on this show with you today. So I want to thank you so much for being here and being bold and brave enough to share your story with me.
Mm. Well, I want to thank you for having me. And if it does become anything, you definitely are going to be the producer or executive producer on it. Because I'm so glad that I ran across you, and even like your last name matching my name, and just
I
almost
know.
like it was meant to be, like you say. So I'm just super. I'm super thrilled about all of that. And like I say, when you come out with yours, we gonna promote it, and it's and Pain just sounds like a great novel. So everyone, I just want to let you know, Pain will be coming. She probably didn't want me to let y'all know this, but her book Pain will be coming out soon as part of a trilogy. And she was so nice to have me on her show that I had to say that. And I just definitely we're gonna push that when it does come out. And I really thank you so much. You're a great interviewer. And let me say one more thing to people, and you didn't know I was gonna say this. She checks her facts, y'all. You don't just come on here and just say stuff. Like, she went and researched me, and she was like, "Oh, you really? Yeah, yeah. No, and you should, because you don't want anybody coming on here, lying and saying whatever." And I think you've
Right.
had a few of those that you have fact checked and found out that it wasn't true. So I salute you for doing that, because, ladies and gentlemen, she's bringing you factual stuff, and she has to research and fact and all that costs money and time and stuff. So I want to thank her for all that. I ain't gonna, continue on, but I definitely want to thank you for all that. And she did fact check me, and she's like, "Oh, this is true." I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." But if you do your fact check like you should do, she gonna make sure she bring y'all to 100% real. And Pain, Future Millionaires, both of those books coming out soon, and y'all make sure y'all grab them.
I couldn't have said it better. Thank you. You gonna mess around and be a co-host with me, Irv. Now, come on now. Let's do it
I ain't
now.
up
All
there. I'm
right.
with it. I'm with it. Don't tell me what a good time, girl.
Right. Y'all, this has been a good one. Once again, thank you again for your compelling story. There's definitely more, but you got to buy the book. You got to buy the book. Me and Irv might have something else going on. Maybe another book coming down the line with more
Mhm.
details. He has a car lot. Tell him about EV Elite. Tell him about your car lot, please.
Oh, real quickly, and thank you, y'all. We are EV Elite Vehicles. Me, my wife, and my best friend, Slick. We have a car lot called EVEliteVehicles.com. You can catch it on the website, on YouTube. We sell everything, whether you need Toyotas or literally Teslas. My interviewer right here she can tell you, some of the stuff we have, but we have everything. So if we don't have it, we can order it in a few days and get it to you. And we would love to do business with y'all. Custom rims, music, vehicles, you name it. Benz's, Teslas, anything you need, honestly. But we don't do no line. And we can get them to you, and we ship anywhere in the United States. Just holler at your boy.
All right, y'all heard it here. HPP Treasure Talk. Y'all know where we are set apart and set aside from the rest of the world. Irv, thanks again. We're gonna probably gonna have to do a part two and talk about some old stuff. Once I convert you, I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, I'm just gonna pray about it, y'all. It's been a good one. It's probably late in Florida, so we're gonna get him to bed. I need to go get something to drink. Thank you for being here. Like I say every time, we going up. So I'll see y'all soon. Next episode. Bye bye, y'all.